Greetings, fellow curators. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to a new series covering 2 Point Museum. If you would like to skip the game's overview or the setup of this series, please use YouTube chapters. 2 Point Museum is a game where you curate and manage incredible museums. Explore to discover amazing artifacts, design and refine the layout of your museum, keep staff happy, keep guests entertained, and keep the donations flowing. And the children, of course, off of the exhibits. I'm showcasing the game as a Let's Play and tutorial, and partway through the stream, I'll be enabling Twitch integration so that live viewers can interact with the game, sending me events. As per usual, this will air on YouTube, and for this specific series, I'm playing the campaign with no mods, starting with the tutorial. Initially, Twitch integration for events will be disabled, but the Spendium Shop will not. And after a few campaign missions, I'll enable the events as well. Priorities are determined through polling, no backseating, no spoilers, and let's get started. Welcome to your new museum. It's not in great condition, but with a little guidance, it could become one of the best museums in the county or even the entire world. Sorry, before I get anyone carried away, why don't you have a look around? Familiarize yourself with the museum and the camera controls. Panning camera, WSD. Rotating camera is Q and E. Zooming is mouse wheel. And pitch is holding mouse wheel down. Excellent. Looking around, well done. Already leaps and bounds ahead of your predecessor. Speaking of, the old curator sent out an expedition before they skipped town and disappeared forever. And it looks like they've left an unopened exhibit. Also, let me move my head a little bit. There we go. I'll do the same for Yoda, so that you guys can read along. New exhibits arrive at the museum packaged in crates, ready to be unboxed. All the crates look the same, but I can tell this is a good one. Select the crate to see what's inside. So here's the crate. We hit open. And in this case, it shows where the crate came from, which is the greasy fields. A right footprint fossil. So, things about the exhibits. The rarity. How much buzz, which is like how interesting it is. Its knowledge, which is how much information you have about it that you can impart to your guests. And then the quality. And the higher the quality, the higher the buzz. Buzz and knowledge are two of the main factors in order to have a successful museum. So when you're looking for things to display, buzz and knowledge are important. It also has a specific value, a theme, which is prehistory, and a subcategory of the theme. So it's a fossil of prehistory. And there's a bunch of other subcategories of prehistory. Also, the requirements. So in this case, it needs to be kept somewhere dry. So if you had like plants that needed to be kept somewhere moist, you would not mix this fossil with plants that need moisture. All right. So, placing down your fossil, we start off with two other fossils. We have like this starfish thing and this lanternfish thing. I'm going to put this fossil right here. Look at that. Perfect. Something nice and old to go with the museum's modest prehistory collection. And what luck. Now that the museum's most impressive exhibit, the higher the exhibit's buzz, the more it'll amaze our guests. As you can see, the exhibit will get grubby over time, losing their buzz. Museums rely on experts' restoration skills to keep the exhibits presentable and the guests saying, "Whoa, look at that." If left forgotten, abandoned, and entirely uncared for, exhibits will become unpresentable, like these two, losing all their buzz. Hire a prehistory expert to restore your collection. All right, so we're going to hire our first staff. And you can see the goals in the top right here. Here are the two prehistory experts. In this case, they are identical. They have their initial cost, their level, their type, which is that symbol, and then skills that they can learn through training, which we'll get into later. And now he's going to walk around and restore the star fossil. So if you mouse over the star fossils, you can see it has 32 maximum buzz, 3 maximum knowledge, 5 maximum decoration, which is that third picture frame we'll get into later, and then also a condition or durability. So fossils at 0 durability just need restoration. Other things might set on fire or die and get destroyed, etc. And you'll see him come up and brush it clean, and now the condition is going up back to maximum. Buzz increased. And then he'll walk over to the other one and do the same thing. And all the fossils, like even the right footprint fossil that I just put down, is down 2% from maximum. So they do decay over time, which is why you need staff to maintain them. Also, I feel like this game is a little bit louder than normal. There we go. Ah, that's better. Restoring exhibits will keep them looking first-rate and maintaining the museum's buzz. However, providing a spectacle will only take you so far. Our guests want to be informed as well as impressed. Info stands collect all the knowledge of nearby exhibits and present them to guests in one digestible place. Place info stands near the exhibits so that guests can learn about what they're seeing. So, in the bottom left, there is items. There is rooms, foundations, and staff. Man, I need to move this as well. Let me move that all the way down. Trying to get it out of the way for you guys. Did a bad job preparing for here. Sorry about that. So, opening this up, we are going to put info stands here. And as you can see, the info stands will connect to adjacent exhibits. And the more exhibits it connects to, the higher the knowledge gained from the singular info stand. So I'm going to put it right here, equidistant between all 3, so that this info stand will rack in a knowledge of 3. And it wants me to buy 2 info stands, so I'm going to put the other one like over here for later. Smart stuff. I'm feeling wiser already. Now that you have basic understanding of buzz and knowledge, we're almost ready to reopen the museum. Before you do, there's one last thing. Decoration. The right decorations can turn a good museum into a great museum. It's so much more than a finishing touch. Well-decorated exhibits provide more buzz and improve the museum's environment, leading to a better guest experience. All right. Display 3 exhibits with a level of 2 decoration rating. So in this case, I am going to put some like rocks down. I'm like, because this is a prehistory exhibit, let's do like tusks. Maybe, and you can see the proximity, right? Like if the tusk is here, it's not affecting the middle one. If it's here, it is. So you can try to lay it out so that it covers more. It's not a game that necessarily requires a lot of min-maxing. The game is relatively easy. So now the middle exhibit is sporting a 4 out of 5. Let's keep going. And maybe like a little hanging amber here and here. And I'm going for a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5s are like relatively easy to obtain. So there's not much reason to not do it. I'll put this here and here. All right, so now all of the exhibits are 5 out of 5 decoration. And as you can see, the middle fossil here is sporting maximum buzz of 40 out of 40. This left one does not have maximum because it needs a donation stand nearby. And the right one is at maximum. So some exhibits will have special conditions to obtain maximum buzz, like being near a specific type of decoration, being near a specific type of furniture, etc., etc. So, to recap, buzz. The higher the exhibit's buzz, the more it will amaze our guests. Decorate exhibits to maximize the buzz, and place info stands so that we can learn to improve the knowledge of the visitors. Paying guests. Guests need to buy tickets before they are admitted to the museum. First, you'll need to add a ticket booth. Conventional wisdom suggests put the ticket booth near the entryway. All right. So here's a ticket booth. And I'm going to stick the ticket booth like here. And then we also need to hire an assistant to man the ticket booth. So there's 4 types of staff. There are experts, who are your curators or whatever. You've got faculty or the regular staff, and these guys are the assistants, which work like the gift shops, work the ticket booths, things like that. Then you have janitors, which do cleanups and repairs, and security guards, which stop thefts and the like. All right. These guys are the same, so we're going to hire this one and stick them near the entryway. Okay, that's... music needs to be a lot quieter.
On 2 Point Radio. You're dialed into 2 Point Radio. I'm Harrison Wolf. Or am I? Things aren't always as they seem, or how they sound. Why don't you think about what you know and what you can trust while you listen to this next song?
So here's our first
You're
guest.
reminded that the prehistoric...
And sorry, announcer, you are getting quieter as well. So here's our first guest coming in and talking a little bit about the overlay here.
Has a new exhibit, but we don't know what it is yet.
Spendium Shop is you Twitch viewers. You guys can sub, cheer, follow, etc. And it gives me boosts that I can unlock. Or expedition items that I can unlock. Then there is the money up here. Kudosh, which is like, once you get achievements in the game, it will give you the ability to buy extra stuff. So I don't think, there's nothing that I can buy with Kudosh right now, but eventually we'll be able to buy stuff with Kudosh. This here is the museum's rating breakdown of people's buzz, knowledge, environment, happiness, etc. Guest happiness, and how many guests we have, which is we have 1 guest. Sure, guests pay an entry fee, but that doesn't mean we're refusing donations. In fact, they're encouraged. When a guest is impressed by an exhibit, they'll make a donation. Amaze guests as much as possible to receive bigger donations. Guests can make a donation at any available donation stand. Security guards will empty your donation stands and collect the cash. Ensure donation stands are emptied regularly, especially around prize exhibits, to receive as many donations as possible. Donations are a successful museum's main source of income. Okay, so it wants me to place 2 donation stands. So I'm going to place one here and one here. And then we are going to hire a security guard so that we can empty out the donation box so that it doesn't get stolen. And then, of course, this has maximum buzz now as a result of being adjacent to a donation stand. Cheers. And Glitch and LK, thank you for the cheers. And cheers to the coffee as well. Alright. So as you can see, as they get amazed, they drop money into the donation stand. So like this guy specifically is learning. So his knowledge will go from 0 to 3 because he's reading the board, which imparts a 3 knowledge. And there it is. He just gained 3 knowledge. They also, individual visitors have a dream visit, which will allow you to get a higher rating. Their favorite subjects, which generally speaking, their favorite subjects will align with what you have in the museum because, you know, they arrived. Their feelings, what type of guest they are, so on and so forth. And we'll get more into that a little bit later. Down here is the monthly breakdown. So the monthly breakdown of profit. I have a 5,000 grant per month, which is why I'm not running in negative. Otherwise I would be. As you can see, staff wages are 1,700 a month, and we only make like 300 a month. Drag him out, he touched the fossil with his hands. That's okay. We'll just restore it. Alright, I'm going to speed up time so that we hit the tips on tips on tips goal here. Now, and there we are. Now that the museum's making money, we're ready to plan our first expedition. Expeditions allow you to add new exhibits to your collection. I took the liberty of having the museum's helicopter unimpounded. It should be here any minute. As the curator, will plan expeditions across the globe, where staff will attempt to retrieve new exhibits for display in the museum. Once plans are finalized, select staff will head straight to the helicopter for departure. Expeditions can be dangerous for those involved and can cause the museum to be understaffed. Be mindful of workload issues when staff are away or recovering from injuries. Select the helicopter to plan your first expedition. Additionally, I am going to move this bathroom and place it here. So that it's a little bit more central. And then I'm also just going to go to the liberty of maybe putting a shortcut in the museum, so that to get to the bathroom, they don't have to walk all the way around. Now, of course, it's not really decorated around this point, but we'll run into that a little bit later. All right, so let's plan an expedition to the Greasy Fields. So if you click on the helicopter and start expedition, here are the locations that we currently have. There are a lot more locations to this. It unlocks later on. And then the rewards are unknown, but it's 3 different types of fossils. And then the team required is a prehistory expert. And these are the types of events that can happen. And I'll talk about these in just a second. Welcome to the expedition setup screen. From here, you can plan every last detail of the expedition to ensure the best possible outcome of avoiding certain failures. Every location has a number of events that can occur during expedition. Greasy Fields is relatively safe, but other locations can and will be more dangerous. Influence the level of risk involved by changing the expedition team's approach. Expedition teams will take a safe approach by default, unless you tell them otherwise. Each location has its own specific staff requirements. Expeditions to Greasy Fields only require a single prehistory expert, but as you discover more locations, they'll begin to demand all types of staff, as well as multiple team members. Select an expert and start the expedition. So, in this case up here, there's a chance for a camping spot for bonus XP. If I had a prehistory expert of level 6, I could have a chance for a shortcut. And if I had a prehistory expert of at least level 8, the quality of whatever they find will go up. So if we take a look at Mervin's Scream here, we're going to send him in, and I'm going to do a safe expedition and deploy him. Now, there are things that you can do later on in the game to change the expedition outcomes using items, and we'll get into that once the items are unlocked. I'm still early on in the tutorial, so there are no expedition items yet. I'm going to edit this room.
Sound the same to you? Well, here's the story. I was kind of sick over the weekend, feeling a little dizzy, experiencing some headaches, producing much more light than usual. Doc told me I had lightheadedness. Next thing you know, they're unscrewing my head, replacing it with a new one. Still feeling out if they got the right model.
There's a crate on the helipad.
All right, there we go.
And the expedition team have returned.
So, the expedition team, this guy, ended up walking into a tar pit. So as you can see, he is dragging tar throughout the museum. And this medical condition reduces his movement speed by 50% for half a year unless it's cured by the staff room. And he also saw something disgusting, which makes him unhappy. Probably because he's tracking mud everywhere. Let's go ahead and open the crate. And it's a honeyed bee. A giant bee, ironically preserved in giant honey. So it's commonly seen, has pretty low buzz, it's average quality, it's only knowledge 1 of 2. Knowledge is something that we'll be able to increase later on, so you don't really need to worry about knowledge right now. And, it's not a particularly important exhibit, so I'm just going to kind of nest it in there. Tarred and weathered. The expert is back with your first ever find. The exhibit arrived in excellent condition. Sadly, your staff member did not. Expeditions will often result in injury. Build a staff room will give staff a place to recover from their injuries as well as regain energy on their breaks. If you haven't already, you should also hire a janitor to clean up all the tar. So, being an expert is a dangerous vocation, and expeditions are dangerous vacations. Expedition ailments will make staff less effective at their various tasks in the museum. The staff room allows injured staff to heal their physical ailments in the bandage box machine. Staff will also regain energy faster when taking breaks in the staff room. You'll need janitors to maintain utilities and machines like the bandage box. They're also essential for keeping museum clean, as foot traffic inevitably leads to litter and mess. Alright, so let's build a staff room. When you're building a room, in the top here, you can see that there's a minimum size of a 3x2. So in the case here, what I'm going to do is edit this bathroom, putting the door maybe here. I had just edited the bathroom, but I'm doing it again. And that way, I can have a staff room here, and this is a 2x3 size. And the staff room door is a, what I can do is I can add a staff room door here as well, so that the staff can cut through and enter the staff room from either side of the walls here. And then we're going to want a sofa so they can rest, a bandage box, which is relatively expensive, so that they can recover from ailments. And then ideally, food. And given my location of the door, this is a little bit trickier. Food and water as well. So a food table and a water cooler. And this is like a bare minimum staff room with almost no amenities. It's not pretty at all, but that's fine. And we're really early on, so it doesn't need to be special. And I'll put a trash can in there. Done. So now we have a staff room. And what's his name? Mervyn Scream will be able to go into the staff room and cure his muddy feet. Additionally, I'm going to hire a janitor. These janitors are both mechanics, so they maintain and upgrade faster. I don't want those janitors. That's not a trait I particularly value, so I'm going to clear out both of them that were offered to look for something different. There we go. And now he's removing tar puddles. I am also going to hire another prehistory expert. I'm going to hire this guy, who's a level 3, so that he can go out. So right now the priority is get more fossils. Pretty straightforward. In order to go to Rib Row, I need to complete at least one more expedition to the Greasy Fields and display more buzz. So let's go back to the Greasy Fields. Before you go, why not grab something handy? You can equip your team with a single cargo per expedition. The first aid kit will counter an injury event, making it for safer travels. Experiment with cargo items to improve your expedition. So up here, if they're haggling never counters anything, but first aid kit and expedition journal can help counter negative events. So if I select Dominic Chump here with the first aid kit prevents him from ever succumbing to tar. So I don't need to worry about the tar anymore.
The expedition team are leaving now. Please say goodbye and good riddance.
And then here is the original guy going through the bandage box to have his shoes cleaned. All right. A helix fossil. So I already have a helix fossil in the museum, but in order to fulfill the tarred and weathered goal... Actually, no, I don't have a helix. Sorry, I take that back. So I'll put the helix fossil here. New places, old faces. The Greasy Fields is nice, sort of, but we'll need to explore a variety of locations to fill out our collection. To unlock new points of interest for expeditions, you'll need to complete its map objectives. A point of interest map objectives can be found and pinned to your objectives list from the expedition's map. The next location on the Bone Belt map is Rib Row. Head to the map and unlock your first POI. Okay. So in order to go to Rib Row, we need to have done 2 expeditions to Greasy Fields and display a total of 150 buzz, which we've done both. Additionally, if we go back to Greasy Fields, as you can see, we've only found the preserved history and one of the fossils. There's 2 other things that are undiscovered here that we could go back and find. Additionally, the maximum quality of the things that we find is a quality of great. The more you survey, the higher that goes. Increase survey level faster by using detailed expeditions approach or the survey scanner cargo item. For this campaign, I'm mostly going to be going through its main goals rather than trying to maximize each specific location. So here we go. Unlocking Rib Row. And then complete an expedition to Rib Row and display whatever we find. So in this case, if Dominic Chump had survival skills, he could avoid quicksand, but he doesn't. If he was level 5, he could have a camping spot, but he's level 3. But I can, however, if he was level 5, or I bring a first aid kit, we can counter the snake bite. And I'm going to send him on a detailed expedition to Rib Row. Actually, I'll just do a safe one, just so that I get something to display. And our prehistory expert is almost out of the bandage box. And as you can see, there's a considerable amount of downtime whenever they become injured, so it's really good to avoid any conditions that you have, because the recovery time is pretty lengthy.
What's that smell?
Alright, so here's the Rib Row fossil, and it is a Sharponatops. Or Sharpontops skeleton. So it's rarely seen, it's pretty rare. In this case, I only have a third of it. So as you can see, I have the sort of midsection, I don't have the tail or the head. And let's place it down. I'm going to place it right here in the front. Whoa there, you found the start of a dinosaur skeleton. Exhibits in the dinosaur bones subcategory are found incomplete. You'll need to explore multiple times to find all the pieces and complete the exhibit. An incomplete exhibit will gradually increase in buzz as you find more of the pieces. Explore Rib Row with more expeditions to complete the exhibit. Alright, additionally, this thing is only decoration 1 out of 5, so we could decorate it up a little bit more, and it doesn't have any specific buzz requirements. So let's go ahead and add some decorations around this thing. So I'm going to add some hanging amber, because that doesn't take up floor space. Additionally, the fossils, the like little trilobite type fossils, don't require true floor space. And then I'll do like maybe dino footprints. Okay, it's max buzz, or max decoration, I should say. Increasing its buzz from like 20 something to 48. And then additionally, let's go back to Rib Row. And as you can see, there's 2 different types of skeletons that we can find at Rib Row. So there's the Sharpontops and then something else that's undiscovered. And we'll head back with Dominic Chump and a first aid kit, exploring Rib Row a little bit more.
Guests feeling ill should go to the hospital while they still have time.
There is a bit of a long queue getting for the ticket booth, so at some point I might want a second ticket booth. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the tutorial pushes me to a second ticket booth, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But that would be something wise to consider later on, so that people can get into the museum a little bit faster. The skeleton is good and all, but we can't call ourselves a proper museum without a gift shop. Gift shops are a key source of income for the museum. Guests will choose souvenirs based on what they've seen during their visit. We'll have access to more merchandise as we expand, but for now, we don't have much, so don't forget other opportunities to upsell our guests. Who can resist the vending machine? Nobody. People will buy just about anything in a museum. So, let's go ahead and build a gift shop. Gift shop is at least a 4x3. 1, 2, 3, 4x3. I'm going to put the door to the gift shop right here so that it's kind of nested within the fossil exhibit. And we'll have a... maybe right there. We'll have the checkout counter right there. And then we will do a prehistory bookcase. We'll do one of those like keychain fob type things that nobody ever buys. And then a prehistory plushie. Trash. And then some decorations in here as well. All rooms do benefit from decorations. So gift shop requires decorations. Technically, even the bathrooms and staff room, they all have decoration benefits. So it's ideal to decorate them for customer experience, if you're able. There we go. And then in order to actually sell stuff, we need someone actually working the thing. So I'm going to hire a Chris Broccoli here to do the admission ticket booth. And then the other one is going to work in the gift shop, because he is good at admissions ticket booth. And the current priority right now is sell merch. And there's our happy little gift shop. Now, I did nuke one of the doors building this thing here. So I'm going to put another archway door there. I'm going to keep it simple and just have it be a standard archway. One of my ticket booths had a large queue, so consider a second ticket booth. All right. And that means another attendant. And then additionally, it wants me to set up vending machines. So that's for food. And this is for thirst. And then on top of that, I'm going to want to set up benches nearby. And trash cans, or people will start throwing stuff on the ground, which is no good. Alright, this window's not doing me any help there. I'll just move it over here for now. Cool. So we've already bought the 2 vending machines required, and then it wants me to sell 5 trinket stand sales. So here's the little trinket stand, and we're 1 out of 5 already. We did make a return trip to Ridbro, and we got the tail hammer in great condition. Perfect. And Buzz went from 48 to 58 as a result of having another item, or another piece of the dino bone. And let's do it again. So, there are 4 seasons, and different seasons will have different dangers. So in this case, we entered this summer season, and there is a sandstorm helicopter damage possible event here that we might get hit with. Helicopter being damaged is, I would, in my opinion, a little bit less of a problem than staff becoming injured, because helicopters repair a lot faster. Cheers. When a guest is done at the museum, they'll leave a review. Reviews reflect a guest's buzz, knowledge, environment, and happiness. Ensure that these are high by increasing your museum level. Museum level tracks the museum's total buzz as well as the quality of your staff. A higher museum level means bigger and better museum. So, guests receive buzz from each exhibit they view. Guests with higher buzz will make bigger donations. Guests receive knowledge by reading info stands. Info stands display knowledge for nearby exhibits. When a guest is done at the museum, they'll leave a review. Reviews are determined by a guest's total buzz, happiness, and knowledge. So we're waiting on 10 reviews and museum level 5.
The gift that keeps on gifting.
So if you mouse over here, as you can see, the average exhibit buzz, the total buzz, the staff, rank, and skills, guests per month, it all factors into the museum level. And then working on lots of exhibits are amazingly decorated. Entry ticket was okay. I'm really enjoying the museum. And then for happiness, toilet and energy are the lowest. Energy would be like benches, and toilet is, well, toilet. I don't think I need to explain what a toilet is. But in case I did.
Wolf on 2 Point Radio.
Right, so here is the broken helicopter. Did get damaged. So after we open up the crate, we'll have to repair the helicopter. And we got a Boldillo skeleton, which is like an armadillo. And let's place that little bad boy down here too.
Whoever we are, you're listening to the recently removed and more recently replaced face of Harrison Wolf. I'm supposed to read something from a listener now, but the paper looks blank. Must be my new eyes. Those mad scientists can take my words, but they can't silence my voice.
Expedition complete. Fetch the crowbar.
Alright, helicopter's already fixed. As you can see, it's a lot faster to recover. And we'll send Chump back out to try to get more bones. Oh, we did hit level 5. Sweet. So the goal is get more bones. We're making pretty good profit. Although at some point I'm going to need to... Actually, the staff is pretty happy, surprisingly. Given that the staff room sucks. And we have the entire Sharpontops skeleton now. And as a result of that, we got a sticker to complete the prehistory Sharpontops skeleton. And there's a lot of stickers. They're basically in-game achievements.
If something looks familiar,
As a result of something, display a complete set of dinosaur bones, we also unlocked this new location, which is Carrion Trail. Carrion Trail requires 2 prehistory experts to be sent at the same time. I'm going to return back to try to get a complete Boldillo skeleton as well.
to the expedition.
Thank you for tuning in to 2 Point Museum, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow museum goers.